Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Coach Mel's Group Fitness. I'm Coach Mel, and today we're going to go for a little run. Yes, I know we're inside, but that's okay. I just want to give you a sample of some training that you can do. The biggest mistake that some people make when they want to start running is they go and try to do too much. They try, I'm going to go out and run a mile today. Well, you don't want to start out by doing that. You want to start in incremental, so run, walk. There's a lot of great programs out there. Couch to 5K is a very popular one. It's actually where I started when I started to run. So that is an app that you can get on your phone and then listen to that as you're out there. So we're going to do just a tiny little piece of what would be a training that I would do here when I do my 5K trainings. We always start with a little dynamic stretching. We do a walk, and then we start doing some run-walk sequences. Now I'm jumping into what would be a week 3 if we were actually doing the 8-week program here at Coach Mel's. So if it's too much for you because you have not been running, by all means, just reduce the amount of run time that you're doing. Flip-flop them. Have your run be 30 seconds and your walk be a minute. Today we're going to do a run of 1 minute and a walk of 30 seconds. All right, so let's get ourselves warmed up. We're going to start just by doing a couple of squats. It's always important to warm yourself up before you go for a run. All right, it's also really important to stretch at the end of that run. It's going to help with any soreness. All right, we want to stretch upper body and lower body. I'm letting those arms swing out, come side to side. Those arms are going to be swinging back and forth. We want to get everything warmed up. All right, I like to do leg swings before I go for a run too. So back and forth, really warming up those hip flexors. Other side, back and forth. You can hold a wall when you do these to help with the balance. Good. Then I also like to do a cross. So bring it across and out, cross and out. And other side. So when you're training for running, it's also important to cross-train. So what that means is doing something other than running. We're going to come back and reach up. So weight training with your running training is really important. And Couch to 5K brings you through all of that. Good. So if you're going out for a long run, I'd probably do a little bit more. We're just doing a quick little, it's going to be like 9.5 minutes. We're going to start with a 1-minute walk to get ourselves warmed up, and then we're going to jog for a minute. We're going to walk for 30 seconds. And we're going to get that timer started. And when we're running, when we're walking, make sure that those arms are swinging back and forth. We don't want to be all twisted here when we do it. So back and forth, knees are coming up in front of the hips. So we're just going to start with a nice walk. Now, if I was doing the actual training, like I said, this would be week 3. We would probably start out with a 2 or 3 minute walk before we started doing any of our running. But because I'm condensing this down, I'm just doing a quick 1-minute walk. All right, make sure that we're swinging those arms. The knees are coming up in front of the hips. So when you do this inside, when you're doing it stationary, you're very much hitting toe ball, heel on your foot. Different than when you're out running, you tend to go heel while toe, all right? There definitely is something to be said for being a little bit more of a ball of your foot runner, but that does definitely take some practice. So you have to see what's gonna work for you. I can't do that because I have foot issues, so I have to start on my heel. All right, so we're going to go into our first jog now. So we're going to bring that pace up. We're going to keep pumping those arms, okay? A couple of things that you want to watch out for. All right, you don't want a big kick like that when you're running. It's not necessary. All right, pumping those arms. Lift it in, good. Keep everything nice motion here. Nice and relaxed too. Don't scrunch up your shoulders. Keep everything nice and relaxed. Find the speed that's right for you. Don't go out too fast, because then you won't last. All right, keep that going. We're going to be coming into a 30-second walk. Just a little more. 10 more seconds here. Good. All right, let's go into our first walk. So we want to just slow ourselves down, catch our breath here. Now, you may have felt like you could have run for longer. That's okay. You can go for longer, but just be careful not to do too much. You don't want to injure yourself when you're first starting out on a run routine, because that will unfortunately halt you altogether. All right, we're coming up for our next 1-minute run. So we're going to do 5 1-minute runs, and then we have our walks, and then we will end with a 1-minute cool down walk. Good. So a couple of things when you're out there outside, be careful about where you're running. If you're running and the light is not well, please, 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 and you're on the road, wear reflective gear. Really, really important. I do something called Ragnar Relays where we run around the clock. So there are times, we're running at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We are required to not only have reflective vests, but we also have to have blinking lights on our back. We call them bum blinkers. Really important, make sure that the cars can see you. Even if you're running during the day, try to wear really bright colored, let's go to a walk. Try to wear really bright colored clothes, all right? Another thing, something that drives me crazy, run going into traffic, all right? So you're running facing the cars. You can see them coming towards you. Unfortunately, there are a lot of distracted drivers out there nowadays, and you've got to be ready to bail out of the way if they're not paying attention, if they don't see you. All right, run number 3. So just a couple of things to keep in mind, because we all want to be safe out there. Now, if you have the opportunity, if you're running in a road race, in this life of COVID-19 right now, most road races have been canceled. But if you have the opportunity to run in a road race and the roads are shut down, bring yourself into the center of the road to run. Roads are pitched so that water runs off the road. So if you're running way over on the side of the road, sometimes that could bother your knees because of that pitch. It's not level. The closer you get to the center of the road, the better you are, because you're at the peak of that pitch. It's not pitched quite as much right in the center. All right, keep yourselves going here and walk. Ooh, all right. I got a couple more things for you. When you get to a hill, I live here in Harrington, Connecticut. You can't run for more than about 2 minutes without either going up a hill or down a hill. So, uphill, a couple of tricks for uphill is, first off, look down at the ground, because the ground in front of you is always flat. If you're looking ahead at something that's got a big angle to it, okay, we're running again, that could be pretty tough on you and discouraging, and you just want to get to the top. But if you're looking down while you're running, the ground is always flat. Running is very much mental as it is physical. Another thing, when you get to a hill, lean yourself forward into it a little bit and lift your knees up a little bit higher. Pump your arms a little bit more to help you, okay? And there's no shame in walking. There's absolutely no shame in walking up a hill. If any of you know Gallows Hill in Litchfield, I did the Litchfield road race once, and I thought I was so cool because I still had a little trot going up Gallows Lane, which is a very steep hill. Only to find out when I got to the top of that, I still had a mile to go, and I had nothing left in my tank. All right, so pace yourself. You don't have to run up every single hill that you come to. Oh, my son just ruined a video. Hey, Ty, I'm live on YouTube and Facebook right now. So I gotta call you back later. All right, keep everything going. Pumping those arms, lifting those knees. All right. All right, we're going into I believe, our last run. All right, so 1 minute run. Going downhill is just as hard. It's not like on a bicycle where you get to coast down. You still have to run down, okay? But that's where you can extend your stride a little bit. So make your momentum give you a little bit of a bigger stride and bring you down that hill without quite as much energy. You don't want it to be a huge leap, but you can extend that stride a little bit on that downhill. Keep a slight bend in the knee. Be careful about, really putting that leg out straight and straining your knee coming down the hills. Keep a little bend there as you bring that stride out. But let yourself kind of glide down the hill. All right, we're almost done with our run portion, and we're gonna walk it out. All right, so we're gonna finish up here with a 1 minute walk. So keep those arms pumping. So really, really, really important. I'm trying to give you a whole bunch of tips all at once here during this quick 10-minute tidbit. So one of the things that you want to make sure is that you don't come to a complete stop. I'm done running. Okay, I'm gonna walk for a little bit first. All right, help bring that heart rate down. Walk for a little bit. Swing those arms, and keep yourself moving while you're taking some nice deep breaths. In and out. In and out. All right, keep yourself going. And we're going to do a small little stretch at the end of this as well. All right, let's keep it going. Keep it going. We got just a little bit longer here, and then we're going to start our stretching. Go ahead. All right. So we're going to start with a nice little hamstring stretch. So we're just going to bring ourselves forward, like you're going down, touch your toes, and just hang out there for a moment. You're going to feel this in the back of your legs. All right, let's get a quad stretch. So up here, we bring those knees together, roll the hips forward. We're hitting on the quad. Good, let's get the other side. Excellent. If you feel when you're done, if you're sore or feeling some up in your shoulders, that's because as you were running, you were probably scrunching your shoulders up. That's actually pretty common that people do that, especially when they're first starting. You need to learn to just relax that upper body. And let's go to the other side, that inner thigh. Let's reach out in front. Come down to a nice fold. That'll get the hamstrings again. And I like to do a nice little back rotation, so bring that shoulder forward. Other side forward. Now you can do this for longer, hold each one for longer. I'm going through this quickly. And let's get a little bit of shoulder here. Because those arms were swinging back and forth, you were using those shoulders. Good. All right, that's it for today's 10-minute tidbit. Thank you for coming on a little run with me. I hope that some of the hints and tricks and tips that I gave you during our run are helpful. More than anything, be safe out there, especially if you were running on the streets. Not to say that on a trail, I mean, you can have incidents happen on a trail too, but out there on those streets, those cars and those distracted drivers, you need to keep yourself safe. So reflective vest and lights if you're running when it's on the darker side, and even bright clothes when you're running during the daytime. If you're going to wear headphones, maybe just do one so that you can still hear what's going on around you, but make sure that you stay safe. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope to see you back here again real soon, and have a wonderful day, everyone.